I got stuff everywhere. This is what a normal shop, I feel, looks like. I mean, this is actually kind of straightened up right now. But if you haven't seen it before, I got my old bandsaw here, a drill press that I bought a little fence and designed that. I got all my stuff hanging on the walls. I got to reconfigure all this because a lot of it doesn't even make sense. I got so much wall space here and everything is just not where I want it. So I think I'm going to go through all of this. I bought this little card on Facebook. I was going to repurpose it and maybe put it outside on the patio, something like that. I got so much stuff laying around. I got my shop vac, that's a battery powered rigid one. It's actually really neat because you can take it anywhere. It uses 2 batteries. Obviously the table saw, I have the router table here that I built into that. I built that workbench. I got all my tools. Again, I think I'm gonna move all that. I have this space here, but I think the power tools probably make more sense somewhere over here in the middle of the room, not way back there. So I got to rethink all of this. I use a box fan with the 1-inch filter just for some air circulation. I might eventually get one of those air filtration systems for the ceiling, but I haven't gotten there yet. Obviously, I just have some lighting, some LED lighting up in here. I got 3 of them in here in the ceiling. I think it lights it up pretty good. I have a shop vac under here. Let me see if I can show you real quick, but you can see how I have gates built into here for all the different things, but this is what the shop vac looks like. It's all tucked back in there. And then I have the dust collection bucket here from Home Depot. And I keep some of my big tools. I got my planer and some other stuff underneath here, some sandpaper, stuff I use on the workbench. I just threw underneath here. But that's what this setup looks like here. So what I have is, the way I built it, because this room is only about 17 foot long from this way across. And then I think I got about 10 feet this way. So if you haven't seen my old video, I'll link it above. But I set this whole thing up with the intention that the blade would literally be right here in the middle of the length of the room. So what I can do is I can push an 8-footer back into here. I can remove this block, and right on here I can rest an 8-foot sheet, and it'll slide all the way back to just where the wall is, and that'll get me started on this blade, and 8 feet will put me in like right here. And then what I can do is I can slide the sheet through, and without all that stuff in my way over there, I can hit it all the way over to 8 feet back there. So it gives me just enough room to work with 8-foot sheets or 8-foot material, which is ideally what I wanted. I mean, that's what I had to figure out putting this whole thing together, because I only had a certain amount of room. Obviously I have a pole in the way, but this made the most sense for the miter station was this wall. Again, miter station right here, it's just over 4 feet to that wall. So if I have to cut anything 4 feet, I can cut it this way, and this will actually go from here to that wall is 8 feet, or a little over 8 feet. So I can put 8-footers on this side, slide it this way, and then I can cut whatever I need off of it. Now I just built this. This is the first half of the stand for the miter table, because obviously I never had anything raised up here. And then I put my little track system in here so I can have measurements. So for the other one, I'm going to replicate this on this side, and I'm going to put it right here, and that'll be more useful. I have more tape in this system here, so I'm going to build that over here so I'll have the same measurements. So whenever I cut something, unless it's less than 16 inches like in here, it'll get tricky, but any longer ones, I can just mark off on here where I want to cut them, and then slide it in, and I can just do one piece over like the next. Just a nice system there. But I did this. I got the rigid compound 10-inch. I built this little thing to go on the flap to make it the dust collection because it wasn't that great. It makes it a little bit better. You can still see though, a lot of stuff gets kicked back there. There's really no way around it. I built the box around here too to try to keep it contained, but you can see it still gets all over the place. But it's such a mess. I got wood scrap pieces thrown in here. I keep screws and tools all up in here. The only thing I'm thinking about is I just mounted my wheel here, but this area here, I actually just got a bunch of router bits, and I have a few of them up here too, out of the collections for making panels and doors and stuff. I think right here, I was thinking about designing something that I can open up right here, and it'll literally raise up the router bits, and I can have them all stored in there in holes, and that way I can utilize this space in here too. These are actually removable. They have a nice spot where they line up so that the measurement is always right. But I can always remove this and just have a countertop here. So, and then eventually I'll probably put a piece of face on here to clean up this front edge. Keep my garbage can. This has a separate shop vac and dust collector underneath here, which works nice. So I just have 2 shop vacs working in here instead of one big system. And I have the switches that turn everything on right here. So as soon as I hit this saw, it kicks on the shop vac. That's a nice set. I recommend those. If you can get those right at Rockler, but they're great for tools that you use with shop vacs or something else. But yeah, I got scrap stuff over here. It's a mess. This is the door frame for the closet door up there in the secret bookshelf room. If you haven't seen that, I'll link it above. I keep these toolboxes down here. There's a few things in them, but most of that stuff is hanging in here now. I got all my screws in here. More containers back here of screws. I did run an air hose out here from the garage, so I do have an air line out here on a retractable, so I can do a little nailing and stuff like that if I need a pin nail or something. But I think I might actually move the screws somewhere else. And like I said, I want to move my power tools, I think, over here is what I'm thinking, because then it'll be nice and in the middle of the room, because I find myself coming down into the room and I got to walk all the way over there to get my tools to take them outside. It doesn't make any sense. So like I said, one of these days, I mean, with the holidays and stuff, I've been so backed up. That's why you haven't seen many videos. It's just been too difficult to get everything out. I still have paneling over here for the room upstairs. The rest of it's in the storage room here. So I still got to cut all those pieces and finish that up, and then we're going to put that floor in up there. I'm going to show you how we do the vinyl floor up there too, so we can finish that room up. Then we'll have a little bit of trim to do, and it'll be done. But one of these days I want to get down here and just reconfigure this whole thing. And maybe I will get rid of this box fan. I don't know, because it does take up, it's kind of in a bad spot. When I'm building projects, sometimes I end up whacking it if I got to stand them up. But yeah, we're going to clean this up, move this around. I mean, I have nowhere to put big panels like this. Maybe over here would be a better place, but usually I use them somewhere in here. So I don't know, we'll have to I need to refigure all that, because I mean, there's plenty of wall space behind that too. I mean, this is the only place I can put my 8-footers, because it's the only distance I have on the wall to do that. So I had to put them there. I mean, I can always move the blades. I only put them over there just to put them somewhere. In here is my furnace room on this wall behind this door, so I can't really tie up anything. I mean, this rolls so I can get it out of the way, but I can't put anything in front of that door. I got to get in there once in a while. But that's it. I mean, the shop works for what I need, and it's nice having everything I need in one spot. I mean, it's fairly small. Like I said, it's only 17 by 10 with this corner here too, so I can't even, I can't utilize that. But I did what I could for what I needed. I got my router table set up in here. I would like to at some point have a jointer, but it would have to be on a rolling cart, and maybe I could keep it in there until I need it. Or maybe I could do a flip one that I could put the planer on one side and the jointer on the, I don't know. I got to come up with an idea. I was actually going to put the planer in this workbench and figure some kind of flipping rolling system with pipe, because I've seen somebody do that once. Maybe I will eventually, but I mean, it's only a 4-foot workbench, so there's not really a ton of room. So we'll see. I mean, I'm going to see what we can do here. I got to clean this up. I got to reconfigure it. There's just tons of stuff I can't keep up. And then I got the new Kreg Jig for Christmas, so I want to play around with this a little bit. So maybe we'll do a review on that and see how that works. I'll have to build another plate system like I did with my other one that gives me little side tables, and then I can lock it in there and use it. But that comes in handy. I love the Kreg Jig. That thing's great. But anyways, that's the shop right now. I got foam flooring in the ground because I had that left over from my old house. That stuff works great. It makes it nice and comfortable in here, and it's easy to vacuum up. But I just figured I'd give you an update and let you know what's going on. I mean, that's where we're at. Like I said, I'm just going to reconfigure some of this stuff, make the tools more accessible, like somewhere out here probably, in the middle of the room preferably, or maybe on this wall. And then I have the vent system in here that goes in the furnace room that I haven't glued. It's just stuck on there and it's dripping somewhat, so I got to try to fix that too. I'm going to have to glue that up. But that's it. I'll leave some links to my newest videos. Make sure you check them out. We will finish that attic soon. It's just been a slow process with the holidays. But I just wanted to give you a quick look at the shop in here. If you have any questions, if there's something you see in here that you want some more info about, or you want some ideas, feel free to reach out in the comments. I'll try to answer it as quickly as possible. Usually I'm in it within a couple days. I'll get back to you. But that's it for now. And we'll get the projects going soon. Hopefully the weather breaks and we get rid of the snow and I can get back outside. Thanks guys, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.